So that is also a sorts of a fraud only, or identity thief is been there, where they're taking your personal information about your bank accounts, and they'll be misusing later on. Next is your pretexting. Pretexting means it is a practice of obtaining personal information, such as using his fake name or fake company, and then selling that information to the people who use it to steal that person online identity. So what they're doing, they're chatting with you with their fake names. They try to take out all your personal information about your username or some sorts of information, and then they're selling that information to those people who actually take benefits by your personal information. So that is a pre-texting. With the help of a text, when they're texting to a other person, misguide them, take all the information, and then sell all your personal information to the third party who actually take benefits of those people whose personal information they have. Okay, so these all are the ways how we can have this identity theft can be, or the victims of the identity theft in the internet. Now we're going to see the many ways a websites can track you. Okay, starting from the first one. First is your IP address, next is a cookies, then is your HTTP referral, then super cookies and user agent. So these are the 5 ways how any website can track us. See, why they need to track us? Because they want to actually see you where you visited, which website you're constantly visiting, your location, then what sorts of information you're reading or searching from the net. These are the basic online tracking things are there. Actually they observe that you are not misusing internet and all those things. That's why this online tracking is happening. Okay, in that tracking split, what is happening, they are used for all this purpose. There any website where how many visitors visited that particular websites, the number of people using that website with their characteristics, the way they have designed and downloaded, or some information is being saved in their browsers, like your Google Analyst has been there, which basically sees that what user is been saving in their Google account. If they found some information which will be affecting some other people there, then they're going to report some files against those people. But there are ways actually how they are going to track them. First is your IP address. So with the help of IP address, they can easily track you, what types of information you're sharing from one computer to another. That we're going to see it. Okay, so we'll just start with the IP address. So IP address, it is a numerical label attached to the every devices connected to the network. Okay, we'll just take an example. If let's say we have 3 computers. Okay, these are the 3 computers which are being connected to each other, or they're sharing some sorts of information to each other. How we're going to identify them? If only computer we are saying, it is very difficult to identify. So what this IP address is doing, it is providing a number to each computer, that is IP address 1, IP address 2, IP address 3. Like this, I'm just giving an example that the numbers are being provided. So we can easily say IP address 3 have sent a sort of information to IP address 1, and then IP address has forwarded that information to IP address 2. So like this, with their address we can easily identify which system did what. Okay, that's why this IP address has been there. Just IP address, the full form is your internet protocol address. Okay, it's just similar to your home, your office addresses, which is unique. No two computer will be having the same IP address there. Whenever you visit a website, the device you use will share the IP address with that website, and with that we can easily identify your uh, geographical location, and what you're looking for, what sorts of information. See, and one more thing, this IP address actually is been of the 4-bit numbers. How they've been written, I'm just giving a small example to you. Let's say if I this is my one computer, so IP address can be like this: 161.102.65.121. Okay, so these dot indicates the different addresses there. So this bigger an IP address has been given. Okay, so these address are given to each computer, and these are the unique address. No two computer will be having the same address. Let's say your house is there, and your friend house has been there. Okay, you might be living near to each other, but both house address will be different in your area. It's not possible that two house same house number will be there, the address will be same. If you're living in two different houses, obviously your house address will be different to other. It's a unique thing, no two house address will be same. Similarly, on the internet also, every computer have a IP address which has been unique, different from other. And whenever we're using any website, or we are going sharing any sorts of information, website will be saving your IP address. Whatever happens, they can catch you with that IP address. If you have seen in the movies or in the shows also, that if we are doing some sorts of a crime by hacking or doing something, the police will hack from where that particular information is being sent, it from which computer, and how they're going to identify from which computer, because of this IP address. The address is given to your each computer. Because of that, they can find out the location where that computer has been there. That's just the first way how they can track us. Okay, now we'll just see. From the IP address, website can determine your rough geographical area. Just now we have discussed, we can easily find out. Rough diagram means if you send it did something, so you're living in Jaswantnagar, where that they can find out later on. But from the India, they could have find out that you live in Jaswantnagar with the help of this IP address. Okay, next is your cookies. See, cookies are the small piece of information that website stores in your browser. What happens here, these are the places where they're going to store all the activity is been done by your devices. I'm just taking a small example which everyone can relate nowadays. Let's say Flipkart or Amazon has been there. Let's say I'm taking the example of Flipkart. Okay, Flipkart has been there, and nowadays that billion days sale has been coming in upcoming days. So what you, let's say you want to buy some electronic item, let's say you want to buy an phone. So you will be going in, opening a website of Flipkart. In that, you're going in the electronic section, and in that you will open the mobile section. And in mobile, let's say you have searched for LG, then Oppo or some other phone you are trying for. Okay, let's say one more we can have it, anyone, but let's say Vivo. Okay, so these are the three phone companies which you look for. Okay, so this cookie is what is going to do, it is going to track all your record, whichever page of the website you visited. Okay, they'll be looking next time when you open this Flipkart, automatically in the recommended searches they're going to show phones related with these company, or some other phones with the money range what you're searching for. So that what a cookie do, it just save your visited information, a particular website or web page, that you did some sorts of login there and you are looking some sorts of information. So they're going to just store your information regarding the whatever you have searched on a particular day, like a history, whatever history you have for a particular day. Based on that, they're going to analyze you, and the company will be sending the similar product based on that. That what cookies do, it is just going to save the information what you're browsing on the particular website. Okay, I hope you understood about the cookies there. They are the text file which stores information related to the user's online habits, like browsing activities, whatever they're doing throughout during the browsing your net, what on their habits, they're going to send the similar product to the customers there. Okay, and types of cookies, there are basically three types of cookies are there. One more has been there, that is the session cookie. Okay, I have forgotten to written that is the session. So first is your first party cookie. In this cookies, what they're doing, they are saving the user ID and password. Let's say you are using your Gmail or some other account. When you have to type your username and password in Gmail, also they asked, do you want to save it your password or username? If you tick on yes, so your username and password will be saved in your mobile on your system. It will not going to ask you again to log in your Gmail account, because it has been saved in your cookies there, and you are the person who has saved yourself. That's why that is the first party cookies been there, where they're storing your user ID, password, autofill informations, whatever your frequently visited websites have been there. Okay, let's say you're paying online for any shopping there. So if you want, you can uh, save your uh, credit card, debit card numbers also if you want. And when you're saving, so that will be the first party cookies, where your personal information about your username or password or ATM details are being saved in your mobile there. Okay, that is the first party. Next is a third party cookie. Just now I just given the example of the Flipkart one. That is a third party cookies, where these cookies are storing the user search history, browsing history, so as to place the appropriate advertisement means whenever they feel like you're going to buy this type of clothes, same clothes will be shown to you. By tracking your multiple websites you visited, they're going to show the ads related to, like say you're buying a phone, so the phone, all the related phones will be shown to you. All the companies of the phone will show their phones there, so that you can buy from there. So that is a third party. You actually have not shown any you have not shared your details with the third party, but still, because you were interested in that, they will show the information to you. Next, third type is your session cookies. So this is a temporary cookie that are being deleted after you close down your browser. It will remain till you're searching on that particular website. It will be active as you close that app or website. Then whatever session is completed, so it will also close down your browser. So all the information will be deleted after you close down your browser there. Okay, that is a session cookies there. Okay, I hope you got all three types of cookies there. Okay, next is your HTTP referrer. See, in HTTP referrer, what is happening? If a user visited a third party website from the different website, then the third party website will also get the user information like IP address, geographical location, operating system, etc. is known as the HTTP referrer. I'm just giving an example. Let's say you visited a site, okay, and in that particular site some ads are given, any type of ads. Okay, when you click on this ad, another page has been opening, and when you are agreeing with them, so whatever your personal information is there, this part is also same. Actually you have just opened this website. Let's say I can say let's have an example. You are using a money control website, okay, and here I found a ad of ICICI. Okay, when I entered here, a form is being shown. They asked me to fill this form. I filled it. So this moneycontrol.com will be having my personal information, as well as this third party or the second part website which is I clicked through this money control, they will also have my information. So that has been your HTTP referred. You're directly not opening the file, but as you agreed, your information will be saved there. Okay, we'll just see with the help of an example. The same example what I was telling you. So this is a website of www.moneycontrol.com. Okay, here about my money, how I can invest in it and how I can control my money, it has been given. But before that, in between, you can see some ads have been shown on the right hand side or in middle of somewhere. So when I click over here, so what is going to happen? It will going to open one more page which will ask me, do you agree? As I click on allow or agree, they will be saving all my personal information there also, and my information are saved here also, as well as it will be saved on the next websites where I which was having a ad there. With the ad also I can save it. Okay, so that is what happens with this HTTP referral, where we while browsing a website, when we click on a website link to open the source of the information you request for, the data like your IP address, location, machine type, everything will be sent it to the linked website also, and that it will have a record. Whenever they want, they can use your personal information for their work. Okay, I hope you got it. Okay, so this is the page you open this ICICI and they will have all your personal information. Now we'll see the next type, that is a super cookies. Super cookies is a type of a browser cookie that is designed to be permanently stored on a user's computer. See what happened, cookie and super cookies are been similar only, but the difference is only this. In normal cookies, what happens, as you delete or close a particular website, the data has been deleted there. Okay, your till, let's say I have installed that particular app, or I just deleted all the data what was stored in my that app. I again use it, so the data, because I deleted, now they will not have a history of my previous visited link, so they cannot send me the recommended searches or some other ads there. But in the super cookie, they will design in such a way that they will always be storing the permanent information. User cannot delete those information from their devices. Okay, these are inserted into the HTTP header by the internet service provider to gather data about the browsing history and the habits of the user. Whenever user is opening something to track a person, the super cookies are being used. Okay, and these are also known as your unique identifier headers, where with the help of these cookies you can easily detect or remove some information from the websites there. That's why they are using the super cookies there to find out the person, what how he's doing, what he's doing, that you can find out. These are difficult for the user to remove since they cannot be deleted in the same fashion as the regular cookies, because regular cookies can easily be deleted. If you want, you don't want to store your information, it can be deleted there. But in the super cookies, information whatever you store, it is not going to delete it as easy as it was in the normal cookies there. They serve as the same function as regular cookies by storing browser history, tracking online habits, and sending a targeted ads based on the user activity. If you, let's say, very much interested in your studies, so all the papers, previous year papers, or the data related to your study material will be provided if you are continuously visiting education websites there. So that is also been taken by this cookies only. Okay, they will check what sorts of information you are using. So similar websites ads will be shown to you, or the data will be shown to you, so that you visited their websites. Okay, and next is your user agent. User agent tells the website about the user browser's operating system, thereby providing another piece of data that can be stored and used to the targeted ads. See, targeted ads, the companies are giving money to the web browsers so that they can find the information about the users they're interested, and based on that they can sell their product. That's why this user agent come in the existence. They tell the website about the users browsing, what actually they like to see. The example is, let's say, Skype or any other video calling or WhatsApp. They just found out that people are very much using Facebook or WhatsApp, so they can give the details. And ads you can find out in between your Facebook and social networking sites also, or while surfing on any website, you will find the ads there which have been related to your activities and your behavior. Based on that only they're providing the ads to you. Okay, and it is a software that is act on behalf of the user. Okay, you are not doing anything, they will be showing your details, and based on your details they will be giving information to you, so that you can do the your habits, or you will just go through their websites, and you can, without revealing yourself, you can just use or browse those information. For that purpose these user agents is being used. Okay, so I hope you got about all the topics what I taught you today. Okay, and so these are the main methods how your information can be taken by the tracked by the websites, or by the other community or society, or the ads there, so that they can sell their product. So while using, you should unnecessarily do not open all the websites, do not agree on everything. Just see the information. If you find that information relevant, then only you should use those okay with that website, and then only allow. If you are sure that these websites are secure, then only give your personal information. Otherwise do not save any information on the net there. Okay, with that we will be finishing today's topic. Remaining topic we'll do in the next class. Okay. And one more thing, I we supposed to have the doubt session of the previous chapter, that because your schools have been opening soon, so all the doubt session we can have in the school itself. That's why I have not again conducted the doubt session class. Okay, so whatever doubts you have from the previous chapter, that was your that computer networking, when we come on the 19th, that time we can ask the doubt related to that. Okay, with that, hope that you understood everything. We'll close today's class. Thank you.